on.
Okay, hello, and welcome to yet another adventure in the apocalypse. Okay, so I'm going to start by telling you, I don't know how many of these are from this day, because I don't do that part, Lynn does. So I have no idea how you see these videos or anything else. But what I'm going to tell you is, however many days you see me wearing this red shirt in a row without a hat, those are all the same day. What I'm going to tell you is, I had an ME flare-up about a week ago. And the worst night I had was last night. Okay? So, ME, chronic fatigue syndrome. You don't know what it is, you can look it up. It's a autoimmune disorder which sucks ass. But you know what? I'd rather work through it than sit around on my ass and be in pain. Either way, I'm going to be in pain. I'm actually in less pain if I can stay busy. Okay, so what I wanted to show you...
You want these flower beds, which we haven't seen before.
I don't think you've seen this flower bed before. I kind of put it together. It's very eclectic. There's all kinds of weirdness in it. Here's an old copper bucket. It had a hole in it that I got from my friend Eva a bazillion years ago. There's an old, you can't even see it right now. There's an old cast iron pan that was trashed out.
Oh, I see the end of it right there.
And you can see pieces of it, but it's planted with mint in the ground. Okay, so one of the first things I need to do is a bunch of this dead stuff, it needs to come off. It just looks like ass. It keeps your plants from having as much oxygen and air as they can get. The mint actually took some damage in the frost. I noticed my rosemary had too, in all that freeze we had. Okay, so I'm going to take this now. This is mint, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is mint, and that's a bunch of mint stems. And if I crumble it up, you can smell the mint.
Yep,
okay,
you sure can.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'm going to toss it in here, because believe it or not, mint, one of the reasons it's planted over here close to where my chickens are, mint supposedly keeps wild animals away because of its smell.
Yeah, and that's the chicken yard over here at this place, the back of it.
So, as you can see, so that's an old copper bucket, that's an old toilet tank. This Jeep used to belong to my delightful grandson Zeb when he was little, and I made it into a planter.
The whiz Zeb, who's changed his name.
I just took it and filled the back of it up with dirt and plants, and so that's a planter. And then this was a planter that I got that had been busted in two. It's a cement planter. See here, it was busted in two. And I just took wire and wired it back together.
Oh, okay. You didn't even cement it. You just wired it.
No, I just wired it back together. You know, so...
Oh, I see the wire at the top.
Yeah. And these plants are, a lot of these are perennials, so they're going to come back. In fact, if you look, you can see the daffodils coming back, and the daisies are coming back. The daisies took a little bit of damage, but not bad, considering we were doing worse than, we were colder than Fairbanks, Alaska for that time period.
Yep.
And I'll just take that and I'll throw it over to the chickens too. Why? Because they don't care.
Well, and when you clean up that yard, it'll just be that much more compost.
When I clean up that yard, I'll just put it in the burn barrel and forget about it.
Yep.
This is actually, I'm trying to get that to be a trellis. So far it hasn't made it. So one of the things I wanted to show you. So this is a nice little pruning tool, okay? It's not too expensive. I think it was like $4, okay?
Can you hold it still for just a second?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, so it's a nice little pruning tool. Okay, I'm also going to show you something else. See this? This is a cheap-ass pair of 98-cent
shears,
shears that I got at fucking Dollar Tree. Okay? Cheap-ass, you know, Dollar Tree, $1 shears at Dollar Tree. Same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to have the nicer tool. It's nice to have the nicer tool, but you don't need it. This whole idea that people have that they can't possibly do something unless they have just exactly the right fucking tool. Well, it's a good thing I don't do that, or I wouldn't have a fucking thing. Okay, so, and we're what, about a week after the blizzard?
Yeah, it's the Tuesday of this past week. Today is
If you'll
Monday.
pan
It's
over
almost
here,
2 weeks from the
you can
coldest
see what
day.
the grass is already doing.
No, actually, it's only a week since the snow left.
Yeah. So,
Started leaving.
Yeah. So if you look over there,
And we're
you can
greening out
see
already.
Everything is greening
Well,
out.
and I noticed there were dogtooth violets in the other yard and a bunch of
Yeah.
other stuff's growing already.
Okay, so I'm going to take this area where I don't have a planter yet. And so eventually this will all probably be filled with little eclectic planters.
Right.
With plants planted in between them.
Is this where you're going to put that tank that you took off of the old wheelbarrow thingy? Oh, it's right there. Duh, Lynn.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well, see?
Why don't you tell me to do what I was already going to do?
It's just great minds, you know, we think alike.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and that's a rounded tank, so it's round on the bottom. So that's going to make it want to turn over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig a little trough right in the ground, the length of the tank, so that I can set it in and it doesn't want to roll over.
There you go. That
So,
makes perfect sense.
very simple. Now that is apparently something I've planted, so I don't want to hit that, whatever it is. Oh, it's a crocus.
Oh, no,
I'm
you
going to
don't.
move it,
Yeah.
actually, because that's not a good place for it. No, it's not a crocus, it's a daylily. I lied!
That's okay.
No, I didn't lie, it's worse than that. I was wrong.
Oh, no.
So many people seem to have so much trouble saying they were wrong. I actually don't.
So you're just going to put it back right there in
I'm
the
going to
dirt.
put it right there and it'll do fine. That way I can put that more where I wanted to put it in the first place. So. Okay, so I'm just going to take that dirt, throw it over to the side. Of course you're going to hit roots because it's Arkansas. And there's plants all around here, so
There's
probably
trees,
honeysuckle, the bane of
vines, and yeah.
It's probably honeysuckle wood.
Oh, no, you're not digging up honeysuckle.
Destroy it.
Oh, no.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so as you can see, I very carefully measured that first.
Yes.
Not at all.
No,
I basically looked at it and then I just started poking holes in the earth. Okay, so let's see. And yet, almost perfect.
I think it is perfect.
Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll pull the dirt back around it.
To help it keep from rocking back and forth. Yes. Stay in
There you
place.
go. Okay,
Ta-da.
and to make it look a little bit more like part of the furniture, so to speak. Okay, what do I have here? I have the tops of sherbet containers. What am I going to do with them? Well, as you can see, there's a bunch of big ass holes down in the end of that. And we want to get some dirt flow. We want to get water to be able to run out of it, but we don't want it to run out of it, nor do we want to lose our dirt.
Right.
So what I did was I took one of those sherbet containers and put it in either end. And by the time I put dirt in there, you won't be able to see much, if any, of it. So,
And what's it matter if you do? It's
well,
gonna
at any rate. Okay, so I'm just going to fill that with that good compost dirt
be, that you dug out in another video earlier.
that I dug out earlier today.
Yeah, it was today.
Okay, did you see that? It's a chicken keel.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay. Now that'll just rot, so I'll just leave that here, but I don't necessarily want it in my flower bed because it makes it hard to. But yeah. So that's, like I said, those.
Not all the bones go all the way.
No, not all the bones. Okay, and I dug out 2 5-gallon buckets of dirt, and as you can see, I have more than enough. So I'm going to show you what. After I do this, I'm going to show you what I do when I have too much dirt. As if you could have too much dirt. Look at there. My wife won't take the thing off the banana peels. She won't take the labels off. So the rest of the banana peel completely composted. There's a little piece of.
Totally. Now that's good. That's been in there 2 years.
Yeah, and it's still there.
And it gives you an idea how long that stuff lasts in a landfill.
There's a piece of a fish jaw.
There certainly is.
Yeah, because people will go fishing and we'll eat fish. And there's another chicken bone. I'll just stick it up in there.
Here you go, nice and full.
Fill it a little bit more because I'm not compacting it on purpose.
Right.
And so it's going to go down a lot. So I'm kind of heap it in the middle like that. Okay. So whatever of that plastic shows, guess what? Once plants get to growing, it won't.
No.
Okay, so I've got a bunch of seeds somewhere in my pockets.
Digging in the mini pockets, the pants of
I
folding.
think that why did you repackage these?
Because I'm using the packages in my those were gifts from my colleagues when I retired, and I'm putting and they signed the packages.
Oh.
And I'm putting the packages in my album,
Okay.
my memory book.
So it's a girl thing.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so at any rate, this one's a perennial salvia. So I'm going to plant some of that in the hopes that it will
Keep coming back.
keep coming back and do something. These are impatiens. They're an annual. I'm going to put them in there because impatiens, I love impatiens, and they're very bright and colorful, and they usually put on a good show. My God, woman. She packs everything as if it was going to go through a nuclear holocaust. 50,000 tons of tape. She's running the environment all by herself.
There you go.
There you go. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm not going to even, because like I said, I don't like to plant seeds. So
You're just sprinkling them on the
I
top
just sprinkle
and
them in because they're supposed to be in like
barely.
barely in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to put these impatiens in.
Okay, so those are the perennials you put in the back.
Yeah, I put the perennials in the back. They're longer. They're supposed to be
Taller.
3 and 4 foot tall.
Ah.
I've never seen salvia get that tall. God damn it, woman!
I didn't want this.
Here, I'll use my 98-cent shears again.
Yeah, I really didn't want them to come out.
I'm telling you, they worked as well as anything else. So don't tell me, oh, you're so lucky. You have all these tools. First off, I'm not lucky, motherfuckers. I'm 61 years old, and I don't have anything of worth except tools. And most of the tools I have are dirt cheap shit that I got in a goddamn yard sale. Shit like that. Ooh, that's a nice color too. Okay. So, you know what? Okay, so I just put that on there, and I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm not even going to try to push those in. What I'm going to do is, because they're supposed to be in the ground like less than 1/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cover them
With a little bit of dirt.
with a little bit of dirt.
Now that
I know. Well, Tic Tac thinks she's supposed to be over here.
Yeah,
Tic
that
Tac,
is-
okay, so let's listen to Tic Tac for a minute. She's going to give a blow by blow.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why you fuckers are over here in my space doing shit that I don't want you to do, you fucking assholes. Here, I'm going to tear up this post. You want a fence here? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't want a fence here. Don't try to fence me in.
But thank you for the cat litter box.
Yeah, thank you for the neat place to shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I'm going to take these nasturtiums. I love nasturtiums. On the coast, when I used to live in California as a kid, these damn things were everywhere. And I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in a line back there on this thing I'm trying to turn into a trellis. The kids actually made this for their Mardi Gras party one year. Sarah had Mardi Gras beads hanging all over it. And in fact, I occasionally find Mardi Gras beads all over this place. So, yeah. So, yeah.
So you're just going to sprinkle them
And
on the
yet
top?
I never see anybody's tits, so I don't know about that. What's up with that shit?
I don't know. And you're going to just sprinkle a little dirt on that?
And then I'm just going to put dirt right over the top of the nasturtiums. You can bury deeper. So I'm just going to take and put about 1 inch worth of dirt.
Enough to keep the birds off of it.
Right on top of the plant. And then I have a bunch of extra dirt. Well, why didn't I measure my dirt more carefully? Because you can always use extra dirt, because this flower bed, like I said, flower pots go down. Look at this. See?
Yeah.
So I just pull the plant down, throw some more dirt in there. That's going to make that plant do so much better. This one's got a bunch of perennials in it. I'm just going to throw a little dirt on there. It should make it do better.
Especially since it's good, rich dirt.
Yes, especially since it's good rich dirt. You know, I'm just going to add some down here. in these planters.
Obligatory ash shot.
Yep, there you go. And like I've said before, I love using toilet tanks as planters. They just make the best planters. And very nice little, addition. You could paint them, or you could put, if you were really feeling ambitious, you could sand the shit out of them with your grinding or sander on your grinding wheel. Not your grinding wheel, your angle grinder. You could sand the shit out of it with a sanding disc, and then take grout and put all over it, and then put tile work and glass work and whatever else in it, and make it really fancy. I'd usually just either leave them alone, because, like I said, when the plants grow up in front of that, you're not going to see that. When the plants grow up in front of that, as you can see, and the plants grow out of it, you're not going to be able to tell that's a toilet tank. And I don't really care if you can, because I think it's cool that I use the toilet tank. So there you go. There's that. Now I'm just going to throw this in for bedding plants that are there. And then I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to quit for the day. Because I'm old, I'm tired, I don't feel good, and I've already done a day's work. So, until next time, don't be a dumbass.